You show up. And now 3 of us are gone.
Why'd you bring us here?
This was the thing that took the whole county. What did you do to her?
Hang on a little bit longer. And nowadays you breathe, then you risk your life. Every moment now, you don't have a choice. The only thing you can choose is what you're risking it for. Not let these people feel better and hang on a little bit longer. I can save lives. That's reason enough to risk mine.
They started coming. In the congregation.
That makes me feel better about things. My mom used to say that every day above ground was a win. Was a win.
Will make the dead die and the living will have this world again.
Hi, everybody. They call me the governor, and I'm with this fine group of folks to talk today about Fear the Walking Dead, an episode called JD, which is what I wanted a bottle of after I watched this episode. Now, before we get into the discussion, I do want to thank Wizard World, as usual, for hosting a discussion panel. And go check out wizardworld.com. They got some great stuff coming up with all kinds of horror panels. And I think it might be this weekend. Is it that our dear friend Axel, or is it next weekend? Is going to be in a panel. He's coming up soon. But they have horror panels, nostalgia panels, sci-fi panels, all kinds of panels, merchandise at wizardworldvault.com. Check them out. But right now, what you want to know about is this episode. And we have these fine folks, and we are going to go around and have everyone introduce themselves before we get into the nitty-gritty. And we will start with Sarah. Mama, tell us about you.
What's up, guys? I am Sarah or Mama, either is fine. And I do a bunch of reactions to The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond, get into Star Wars, love Invincible, watch Invincible, and I'm just part of the wonderful Walking Dead family.
All right, awesome. Michonne?
My name is Mashawn. I love being a part of the Walking Dead community. And I post my reaction videos on YouTube and patreon.com/Mashawn Reacts because we all know how copyright go. Ain't no guarantee it's going to stay up.
That is true. That's why I have this weird grid over mine. Jazz?
Hi, I'm Jazz. I do social media here at Wizard World, and I love The Walking Dead.
And she sings with the honeybees.
I do.
And we have a special guest this episode. We have the underdog, Mr. Williams himself. Talk to us, man.
What's up, y'all? I am the underdog, Mr. Williams. I am a reactor, part of the Walking Dead community. I do skits, all type of crazy shit. Love to have fun. I've been trying to get on this panel for the longest. I was feeling like Rudolph. Y'all didn't want me part of y'all reindeer games, but I'm here now, and thank y'all.
Well, I'm glad we could finally have you. Yeah, there was some miscommunications, but
We're missing each other, Governor.
yeah, well, I only have one eye, so, what do you expect? So, again, they do call me the Governor, and I am the host of the Governor Reacts on Fandom Spotlight. Check it out, fandomspotlight.com. And, of course, Fandom Spotlight on YouTube. We have all kinds of stuff, and we have some great stuff coming up that is even beyond, not the world beyond, but beyond the Walking Dead stuff. We have some new stuff coming out. Plus, keep an eye out for a new Negan jacket review coming very soon. And however, this episode was very cool in some ways and pissed me off in some other ways. And we're going to talk about that. So let's talk about the mysterious... well, actually, let's go start at the beginning. Morgan, when he just reamed June a new asshole. Which... Let's start with our guest, Underdog. What did you think about Morgan going off on June at the beginning there?
At first I was like, what I'm saying, she lost her husband. And I was like, shit, what I'm saying? If June would have left with John, will he still be alive? You know what I'm saying? So I was confused. I was torn between, what I'm saying, that argument. Because, Morgan was right, but I was just confused through the whole argument, you know what I'm saying? Because I was pissed off at June for a long time until she shot Virginia. When she shot Virginia, she got back on my cool list. You know what I'm saying?
Shooting Virginia is always a good thing. And do you think that the baby would have still survived if they hadn't had to travel to June, didn't get to that exploding car and all that shit? Would Athena, you think it's...
No.
You think the baby would have...
The baby was gone anyway, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing she could have did.
All right. Jazz, your thoughts on that whole...
Okay, so I have such a love-hate relationship with Morgan. Like, when he laid into June, I was all for it. I was like, yes, thank you. But his all life matters stuff that he kind of goes wibble wobble on sometimes just really drove me crazy. But I loved him in this episode. And I think it was what she needed to hear and kind of come to terms with, even if she was kind of in denial of it at first.
All right. Sarah?
I immediately messaged Michonne, who hadn't seen the episode yet, because we were just talking last week about why was she so far away? Like, why is this hospital so far away that they had to travel so far? But I totally got where Morgan was coming from, but also I was just surprised that like someone finally went there, because there's been moments on like all the shows that I'm like, why is nobody like lashing out at somebody? Like, it doesn't matter if it makes sense. Like for example, with like Daryl and Carol, whenever Henry went off with him, you're a parent, you're not really thinking everything through. If my kid, like, even if it's his own doing, which it was his own doing, I would be like, what did you do with my kid? Like, the whole time, why did he end up on a pike? It's the same thing here. Like, do I think that Athena would have passed away anyway? Honestly, yes, I do think that she would have passed away anyway. But it's just like, come on, it's unrealistic for nobody to lash out at somebody for a petty reason. Come on. But I do think June was back for herself. It's also like Morgan is a big pushover. I'm a huge fan. Love Morgan. Just adore him with all my heart. But if June would have been like, no, I'm not leaving. Grace needs me. You really think Morgan would have said still leave? He was already there for Daniel. And I was like, for the bit, come on. He would.
I told y'all once and I'm gonna tell y'all again. How can you marry somebody, say you love this person with your whole heart, say vows, together forever through sickness and health, and you save the person that is literally driving everybody apart, murdering everybody. You save the villain multiple times. And then when your husband want to run away because he's tired of it, you let him go by himself. And then have the nerve to want to grieve. I will never be on her side because I just don't understand how you can love somebody and do that. But when Morgan said that to her, it made me happy because Morgan don't always express himself. He hold everything in. Okay. The only thing Morgan will express to you is how he don't want to kill people. And I love Morgan, but that do get on my nerves, Jazz. So I feel that he gets on my nerves when he do that. I'm sorry, it's the post-apocalyptic world. You're going to have to kill people. And as far as Athena goes, that baby was gone. I'm sorry. Bless her heart. That baby was gone. Because if June was there, it's not like she had a fully stocked hospital with staff and all the equipment in the world. Nothing was going to change what happened to that baby. But yeah, she needed to get cussed out real quick.
So I am gathering that the people I'm here with are some of the most bloodthirsty individuals ever. They're like, fuck Morgan and his all lives matter.
And real quick, what Sarah said about people not lashing out, I just thought about it. That people will tiptoe around stuff that don't even make sense. Like, can you please just tell them this so we can move on?
Yeah.
So yes, I agree with what Sarah said.
I do like that Morgan, basically laid it all on the line. And, he does pisses everybody off. I mean, especially me with this all lives matter bullshit. It's like, not after an apocalypse, not with some of these assholes. In fact, if you hadn't fucking let, Riley go with just a flesh wound, you'd still have the key. We wouldn't have to worry about nuclear missiles and shit. I did like that little maze in the front. It brought me back to the clear days with the whole, the Vitas coming in and, having to get through that little maze. That was awesome.
That was the best walker of the episode. It looked real. Like it went right through them. Again, they never disappoint with walkers. Never.
Well, unless it's Teddy stabbing somebody in the head. But I do have to say, I saw the shoes and I'm like, those shoes don't look like they're that worn. What the hell? Isn't this thing walking around a lot? They need more worn shoes. Sheesh, how long are we in the apocalypse for? I have shoes that are not nearly as old and they're falling apart and I don't walk around all day. But I like that opening scene. But he's like, I didn't let you stay here. But she left. She also walked right out right after she shot Virginia in the head, which was like the ultimate mic drop, which, was great. But it's like, I didn't let you stay here. It's like, well, she didn't ask to stay here. She left.
She never wanted to.
Well,
just like she did after you reamed her out.
When that person was dying and about to turn into a zombie, nobody was wanting to take care of it. And then the governor just comes out, shoots it, and goes back in. It reminded me of that moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
You do what needs to be done. Pull off the Band-Aid quick. All right. And now we have this old coot who shoots at people and unfortunately did not blow Sherry's brains all over the side of the road, which I would have loved. Impressions. Sean. Old John Dory.
It was okay. Fear the Walking Dead season 6 is shitting on season 5. I can't express that enough. Whatever they did, when they all sat down, wrote the script, did whatever they did that for this season. I could not have even imagined everything that has laid out this season. The exit for John, his daddy, Teddy tying all the way back in. It's a small world. A very small world. I literally screamed. I just couldn't believe it. He ain't seen that man in 40 years? And how long John been dead? 2 weeks? 2 weeks? Keep me dead. Like, of course he died right before his wife meet his daddy.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I wish she would have shot Sherry because she getting on my nerves, but we're going to save her for after his death.
Well, we're going to be talking about Sherry soon. Jazz, what was your thought about Mr. John Dory, the senior?
I mean, I loved him. I wish he would have been around a little bit longer. When we first saw him, I was like, I bet you that's John's dad. And I mean, it was a little predictable, but it was awesome. And I was there for it. Like he was, and I do wish he had shot Sherry too, because, you know, Sherry is unsufferable.
Underdog.
I am not feeling old man John Dory. He's a deadbeat. He's a deadbeat. He sucked ass. I do not like him. He left John for 40 years. Gone, left his son. How the hell you gonna leave your son for 40 years? Are you crazy? In a cabin by himself. I do not like him. I am not a fan of old man John Dory. He sucked ass. I don't like him.
All right. I love to hear different opinions. And I think you have someone on your side. Mama.
Oh man, I don't like him. I don't like. I've seen a lot of reactors like, you know, like genuinely happy that like we have another piece of John, and I hate it. Like I hate it on so many different levels. I hate it because like first off, he's a deadbeat. He is a piece of shit. I cannot respect him under any circumstances. Like I know that you're going through your own mental health. I get that. Like I've said on this panel, I have PTSD, I have ADHD, but I'm not gonna run out on my kid. I'm going to deal with my stuff because that's not fair to her. And he said in his letter, like, you know, I walked in his shoes and I understood him like after I did what he did. So what, that's a whole like childhood and like young adulthood of like questioning decades. Like questioning why my dad's not here. Probably blaming himself because he's just like this precious being in the world that like is just better than everyone. But also like I don't like it because of June. June's the one that gets to meet him, not his son to like mend.
Can you say it again, please? You weren't supposed to be there to rekindle or fix or whatever the word is that I should be using right now. I was.
I got just
I
like
just need him to help us get rid of Teddy. Just to please do that one favor for us.
I mean like he's gonna have his uses because like he knows about Teddy, and I'm sure that when him and Morgan actually talk and like talk about this key and stuff, he's gonna put 2 and 2 together because he's a smart man. But like I'm not gonna like him. I don't like the trade. I want to reverse the trade. No, thank you. Bring John Dory back, and he can go in the hole. I'm good.
Love it.
Well, I do have to say I hadn't really been thinking about the dead meat part because you know. Yeah, I mean that sucks. The fact that he abandoned his son, but I like who he is now, and I mean I think he totally regrets what he did. I mean, no, he can't go back and change it. If they could go back in time, then maybe they could stop the apocalypse. But no, they can't. They can't change what he did. I do like he's kind of a straight shooter. I do like he's like an ornery old coot. So I kind of like him in some ways, but yeah. The fact that he hurt John so much, and John is, you know, like the best fucking person on the entire planet in the Fear universe.
Yeah, hell yeah. Now the actor is great. The actor's great now. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, for sure.
The actor's great.
Absolutely.
All right. But 40 years. 40 years. That's ridiculous, man.
So
we got a
couple things here from the chat. Phyllis says this was a good episode, and definitely I wish John would have met his father. I think we all wish that, and maybe decked him. You know, he would have deserved at least that. Sanjeev says it was entertaining, engaging all the way through. I definitely say it kept me interested. I was looking more for like all out war. I think next week's going to be a lot more action. But this was an emotional roller coaster. Iraqi Monster says, send my greetings to Mr. Underdog, Mama, but Sean, Jazz, and the governor. I see the governor's alive and well after all these years. Yep, I'm in hell, but you know. Or otherwise known as New Jersey. Anyway, and then Michael and Lord Zachary Burnett says we love watching all your reaction videos. So thank you very much for watching.
I love those two. They're precious.
And Ms. Kayla says, great episode of Fear and so sad when June was reading the letter. I have to say, John's words. I'm kind of glad they didn't bring back Garrett to like read the letter and have his, as they often do. They fade into the actual person's voice. I'm kind of glad they did it because I probably would have bawled my fucking eyes out. And I only have one, so I can't be losing that eye. But yeah, that whole letter reading thing, and
I can't.
yeah, I still
her.
haven't forgiven June for what she did to John, but I'm a little closer to giving her a little bit of slack on it. I mean, we all make mistakes. She was thinking, I can make this hospital, I can help people. John should be happy about that, and she wasn't listening to John, and that was horrible on her part. But
a hospital that's apparently in the middle of nowhere, because where are you going that's 5-6 hours away? Who are you helping 5-6 hours away? I feel like usually in the Walking Dead universe, like not 100% of the time, but more often than not, the characters that I like are some of the more light characters on the show. Obviously, Glendale, Rick, Michonne. But in Fear the Walking Dead, I feel like I'm the person that is like on the opposite side of that because I don't care about John and June. Like, is it just me? I think it's just me. John died and I was like, oh, okay.
I was really upset about John because I loved him, but I did not like their relationship.
Yeah, I didn't think June being with John, I'm like, meh. I like John. June has always been kind of like, what's her name this week? Because she's changed it many times. And
what was her name? June? What was her name before that?
When he said Laura in the letter, is that what
Laura and Naomi
was? Okay, that's what I thought when he said Laura in the letter. Okay.
Yeah, Naomi, whenever she met Madison, Laura when it was John, and then June.
Yeah.
It's like, my name's actually June. It's like, well, we kind of like Naomi better. Can we see some ID, please? Come on, sheesh.
Yeah. Oh, can I say one thing that I saw in this episode that I can't get out of my head now? Whenever we were in John Dory Sr.'s vehicle, his little camper, whatever
RV.
it was,
the Dale-mobile.
He had that whole thing laid out on the end is the beginning, people and Teddy, and he also had missing posters from way back when Teddy was operating as a serial killer. Can I just say that I went back and looked and Alicia is exactly like those girls. He has a type. He's a serial killer with a type.
When this don't get good.
When she's first of all, obviously for us in the Walking Dead universe, RVs are synonymous with Dale. And when I was like, oh, we haven't seen an RV in so long. And as soon as she stepped up there, I said, why is it all little girls on the wall? That is exactly why I said. I was instantly disgusted.
Yeah.
Wow.
Instantly. That is literally what I said. All young girls, long straight hair. That was all you saw.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, so many missing posters. What is that? Oh no, that's what that is.
It took me about maybe half the episode to catch on to who Teddy was. After they kept saying Teddy, and then they killed the walker, they had the embalming fluid. That's why they were half decayed and half not. Yeah. And I just jumped and was like, Teddy is the people Wes' brother was with in the elevator, in the underground, in the man with the it took me about half the episode. Usually I'm quick. Usually I say what's gonna happen before it even happened, but this I didn't catch on to half the episode. I kid you not. I'm usually quick. They got me this time.
Jazz, what was your thoughts about the Wall of Weird?
I mean, it was definitely weird. I didn't really pick up on the fact that it was, serial killery, even though I knew he was a formal serial killer, but it was just, I don't know. And I'm a very big crime, Criminal Minds type of fan. So I mean, this is right up my alley. So I'm really excited to see where this goes because it's going to be good, I think, and it will get weirder.
Oh, of course. And you would think for being a serial killer, he would know how to kill walkers easily. You kill people all the time, right? And walkers don't fight back really, so it don't make sense.
Wouldn't it be funny if he fought it like Negan before everything to complete shit?
Suited and booted.
The Eugene version of Negan.
Now, Now, Teddy was the one that John's father had framed for crimes he actually did commit because Teddy was so brilliant, he cleaned up the evidence. And John was talking about that. John Jr. had talked about that before. So he had figured out what his father had done, which apparently, shamed him so much that he decided to become a deadbeat dad. But it's like, so I'm interested to seeing their encounter with each other because I'm sure Mr. Maddox, not Ruxpin, has something to say about, this guy who, actually put him away for crimes he committed, but with evidence that he didn't leave behind. Couple things from the chat. Ms. Kayla says, so glad you all finally got Mr. Williams up in here. He's an awesome person. So, absolutely. And she also says, I am still not feeling Sherry, which is going to be our next thing.
I don't think any of us are still feeling Sherry, so
And Phyllis says,
Can we just drag Sherry for 2 seconds, please?
What we're going to. Phyllis says, how could Sherry have such a change of heart so fast? It doesn't seem genuine. I said this in my reaction. I don't know if anyone was able to watch it because I released it earlier today. The actress who plays Sherry is either really good or really bad. It's just she seems to have one expression. And whenever she diverges from that expression to smile or look anything else other than this, I don't know, pathetic bitch, it just doesn't seem genuine and it all falls flat. She's trying to be remember when we were in the truck and it broke down and she was fat? And I'm like, stop that. Just, no, you're not relatable. Go the fuck away.
I didn't know they were high school sweethearts.
Yeah, that
made it.
I didn't know that either.
That was a low moment.
It makes their relationship makes so much more sense to me now, just from her saying that. But I understand that not everybody can take the same amount of abuse. We know Dwight can take almost anything. He was Negan's basically his right hand. I don't even want to talk about Simon. That's a whole other story. He was basically Negan's right hand. And Dwight went through just about everything you could go through being under the command of Negan, whereas Sherry didn't want to work at all. She chose to be one of his wives, but she's so upset and wants to kill Negan as if she's ever had to do anything. If it's anybody that should have this vengeance against Negan, it should be Dwight.
Yeah.
You need to learn from your husband and let it go. As much as y'all know, I'm team Glenn till the world blow. That's never gonna not be a thing. But when she said she want to go kill Negan, I was like, leave Negan alone. What do you stay in the other part of the South? They're in Virginia. Leave Negan alone. We dealing with Negan on Walking Dead. Please stay on Fear. Please don't go back to Walking Dead shit. Please.
Well, I mean, because of the lack of the time jump, I think they did one time jump, but I don't think the times are synced. So I think that Negan's probably 2 at the most years into his incarceration. So, if Sherry goes back there, what's she gonna go to Alexandria, knock on the door and say, may I please come in and shoot Negan? We know it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But, the thing with the horse really pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the horse, man. She shot the horse.
Dwight's you're going to run the horse. You're going to kill the horse if you ride it like that. And she's fucking riding like the lone goddamn ranger.
Why?
And then the next thing we see is the horse, dying on the ground. And then she's like, let's go.
Yep.
Not even regret, not even, a moment of hesitation.
I will never understand why the people who make this show have an affinity for killing horses. Why is
horses?
They hate horses so much. I don't understand.
I don't think they hate the horses.
Yes, they hate
a few have survived.
They hate them.
Where's the white pony that threw Rick off? Oh, it's dead. Never mind.
No, I thought it ran away. It wasn't dead. It just ran away.
Oh, it did throw him off one more time and run away. Also, we don't know where the white pony is.
Well, I'm sure it's probably been eaten by now by some walker somewhere. So
it's long dead.
Yeah.
I'm also low-key petty mad because Sherry did not laugh at Dwight's dad joke, which I found to be really funny about horses not taking unleaded. So why are you looking for gas? She just like deadpan stared at him, and I was like, come on, just get, like chuckle at it. Come on, that was a funny joke.
Yeah,
It was a good joke.
she doesn't have a personality, I don't think. You know, it's like
We've never seen her have a personality.
she's just basically, I'm distressed. I am upset. Leave me alone. I'm demanding shit. Give me my guns. I want to shoot these walkers. And
I worked so hard as Negan's wife. I hate Negan. He broke us up, but you left and didn't tell Dwight anything and led him on halfway across the country. You made everything harder than it needed to be, Sherry. Life is already hard in a post-apocalyptic world, and every step of the way, you just continue to make everything harder.
Hey, who's that guy that Sherry hang around all the time? That dude in the tank. Who's that guy?
Oh crap, I can't remember his name.
I forget his name.
They didn't even tell us where she met that group at.
Nope.
She was just with them.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do Dwight let that shit go on like that?
She don't
I
want him.
forgot Negan was banging, so you know what I'm saying.
Negan kind of, I think, taught him how to let that
To
shit
deal
happen.
with that type of shit.
I don't know. I think that I think that Dwight, because he's been through so much, he understands like on a level that like obviously nobody else can, because his abuse is also like not solely by Negan, but like mostly by Negan. So I think like I just think he's a genuine good guy, and even if it doesn't mean being with him, he does still want the best for Sherry because they've been together so long. Like high school sweethearts, that's literally mind-blowing. It hurts me because it hurts him. But yeah, he's not like, he's always gonna love her in some capacity. Like she could do like the most, she could turn into a Negan or a Virginia and he would still like love her. He really would. I just think he's that type of character.
But
unfortunately, because it hurts him, I don't like it.
Exactly.
I think Dwight needs to find somebody else.
Hell yeah.
And I don't want Sherry to die with Dwight like caring about what happens to her. So I want Sherry to turn out to be some fucking spy for Teddy's crew. And then, you know, they shoot her and Dwight's like, well, fuck that bitch. He shouldn't get back together with Sherry. She looks like a lousy lay anyway. So
I don't think Dwight needs to get into another relationship anytime soon, because going what he going through, he gonna have a lifetime of healing and still not be done. But if somebody just so happened to come along, then okay. But Dwight don't need to be he need to continue down his journey of healing because he's doing good. And Sherry said herself, he turning back into the person that he was pre-Negan, pre-apocalypse. And she said she don't know if she can do that. So this is why she just driving herself crazy.
Well, I also don't think Sherry's sleeping with that other guy in the tank, because I don't think she's like, I think she's too damaged after Negan to, you know, get involved with anybody. She's
too caught up with herself. She's very, I see this a lot with people that like have to go through or like PTSD. Like when I was a teenager, I was like, me, I'm hurting, like how dare you type attitude, the same type of attitude that she has. And I think she needs to just like take a step back and realize that even though she is hurting, she needs to take into account that she is also hurting others. And I don't think that she's like really got that through her head yet. At least she took a step in the right direction in this episode. I will give her a tiny bit of credit for that. I just hope she keeps going in that direction. Like, can we just like I said, can we just like reintroduce like, hey, you know, you're a brand new person. Hey, I've never met you.
So is she not going to kill Negan? Because it looks like he said, let's start over. And she said, yeah. So are they going to live in John's cabin? I was confused.
Ooh.
They didn't make it
they
clear.
were riding away from the cabin.
Yeah, they all left, right?
Yeah. And I just,
oh yeah, they did get on the horse.
They were on the horse. They were going away, and I just wanted Sherry to slip off the back and that biter to just jump on her, and that would have been awesome. Jazz, do you want to rag on Sherry? You know, you haven't had enough.
I'm not gonna. I think I feel like we've ragged on Sherry enough. I will say I would not be sad if she died, but if for whatever reason Dwight dies because of her, I will be even upset than ever. I will be out for blood with Sherry for sure if something bad happens to Dwight due to her.
She get on our nerves every episode, and then she pulls this about Negan in the horses episode. I don't even want to know what she gonna do next week. Hopefully act like she got some sense.
Can we talk about the letter thing? Because the thing that I really liked about that, but it still drove me nuts, was how like close Sherry and Dwight were like right behind June and JD. So like she was and Dwight were the ones to be able to give her the letter from John. Mm-hmm. Like I like that so much, but it also drove me crazy because it was like, no, that can't be possible. But
couple things in the chat, and then we'll talk more about the letter. Michael and Lord Zachary Burnett say horses don't do well in the Walking Dead universe. I think anything with a pulse doesn't do well. Sanjeev says serial killers are usually unpredictable. Teddy being a serial killer raises things up a notch, definitely. And apparently, John Dory Sr. said he can basically sell ice to Eskimos, so he's very charismatic, and we can kind of see that. Iraqi Monster says Teddy seems like a Karen. I don't know. I want to talk to your manager now.
I can see it.
I can see it too. Yeah, 100%.
No, when he said I'm a mama's boy to Alicia, I was like, yep. Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Sanjeev also says Sherry's a cold-hearted bitch, and Dwight is better off fixing roofs. I can't disagree there. I think when Dwight was working, not dealing with Sherry, building something, he looked so content.
Yep.
And then he's dealing with Sherry, and he doesn't look content anymore. His I don't know. His face, you don't really notice it when he's happy without Sherry, but you can see the scars when Sherry's there because she kind of brings it out. She kind of is the reminder. But anyway, so we get to the end. John Dory got shot, and I'm like, what the fuck? They're killing off another John Dory.
Yep.
Well, we got to lose another one. But apparently the supplies that were for his son worked for the dad. So that's good. And then we had this kind of like little funeral thing. I don't even remember, did Sherry ever fucking meet John at all?
No.
I don't think,
I don't think so.
I never saw it anywhere where she met John.
No.
I don't think she ever met him. She never really stayed with our people. Can they give Al her truck back? It's not yours.
Yeah.
Please get that lady her truck back.
Hell yeah.
Every time I see them in it, they got it from Virginia's people, right? They stole it from them because obviously they took it from Al. Okay. And they never thought, this is your truck. You should have it back.
No, because Sherry's a bitch, and the people she's with are like, well, possession is 9/10 of the law, so fuck it. Yeah, I want Al to get her truck back. But yeah, I was just like, Sherry was talking about John, like, I can't believe it's John's father. It's like, what the fuck do you know about John? Just shut up, bitch. Let's go away. And I really thought, and I was hoping that the writers were giving us a break from Sherry, that she was actually going to go off, supposedly going after Negan.
Yeah.
Just because she was going after Negan doesn't mean she gets there. She could have, died in a ditch, which I would have thrown a parade. Or, she could have met some other people along the way and decided to give up the ghost and, and go ahead and, stay with them. Whichever. I thought they could read the fandom that we really don't like Sherry.
Hey, did I tell y'all I don't like Sherry? I hope she died. Did I say that?
Yeah.
I think. Wait. Show of hands. Who wants Sherry to die?
Sherry is the definition of, when you don't like somebody, everything they do get on your nerves. That's Sherry. Every time she pop up on the screen, I'm like, please don't talk.
Here
please
we
don't
go.
Talk. Please don't open your mouth. Please don't talk. Please.
And
I'm happy.
I was going to say, Dwight is like that friend who has a girlfriend that sucks so bad. And you're like, you can't say anything to him because he's going to defend her to the death. But it's like, man, you need to find someone better.
Yeah.
Like, we like you, Dwight, but don't bring that bitch around.
I'm happy you brought up the time jump because I didn't think about that. It's only been a couple of years since Negan. Walking Dead is so far ahead. I forgot about the time jump. But still, you left and went halfway across the country. And now all of a sudden you want to go halfway across the country again to try to kill Negan. She just wake up and choose chaos every day. Every day. Every day.
She's like, how can I be the most inconvenient person today?
Yes, everybody's sitting down trying to talk at the table. She jumps up and blames the black man when stuff started blowing up. I'm like, just every episode she gets on my nerve. I can't take it.
It kind of reminded me a lot of like Carol in a way too, after Alpha killed her little boy, and like she was just out for pure revenge, whatever the cost.
Yeah, but Carol, I think, still was a little bit more bearable.
Oh, definitely.
Y'all gonna leave my auntie alone, please. Y'all gonna leave.
I love Carol. Carol's one of
my
my favorites, so I'm not gonna trash on Carol. I'm just saying that kind of there was a parallel there.
So Ms. Kayla says when JD Sr. got shot, she was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I was just like, oh man. I mean, who gets distracted in the middle of a goddamn fight, you know?
Completely frozen. Completely frozen.
It's like,
oh, it's been 40 years now. He decided to care because he saw his grave and he froze up.
And you didn't care.
Years, but it was there.
You didn't care that you just met his wife and you tried to kick her out of your RV, but all of a sudden, everything just hit you all at once. I guess.
I hope he died. I didn't give a shit. I hope he died right there.
I thought he was gonna die, but I was like, Michonne, wait, did they really introduce him just to kill him? Let's wait and see. And then when they showed him patched up in the bed, I'm like, of course.
Well, they did with Wes's brother, so I was just like, whenever he got shot, I was like, all right.
I was expecting it. They did that stuff with like, I can't remember.
Morales.
I feel so back. I can't remember the actor, but it was
Morales.
It was in the original.
Morales is my favorite.
Seth and Aaron, Father Gabriel and Aaron, like that guy that kidnapped them.
The Terminator.
Oh, Robert Patrick's character.
Yeah. Robert Patrick, that guy. He's like, oh, they're gonna pull that on us now. Another one of those. But we'll see. I guess what happens.
Yes,
I don't know what's gonna happen with his daddy. I just need him to help us get Teddy, and then he can do whatever from there.
You know, it's like, is it right to have him be the one to kill Teddy? Because like he has been on this whole like life thing trying to get him, but we haven't seen that. Like, are they gonna pull that on us? Like he's gonna be the one to do it?
I don't. I just don't care who kills Teddy. I think he needs to die.
Exactly.
And it could be Alicia because it could be, you know, that his type kills him.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's make that happen.
Yay.
Okay, I hope the writers are watching.
Exactly.
Now, one thing with the biters keep in this show, I've never seen this happen on the main thing, but they keep getting caught in the bottom of vehicles. What the hell? I've never seen that on the main show. But in this area, they just kind of, you know, somehow get stuck to the bottom of RVs. They get stuck to the bottom of pickup trucks.
Can I just say, like, it pissed me off so much when he yelled at her for like ruining his car. It's like, well, she told you not to call her sweetheart, and he big fat did it anyway. Your own damn fault, you know.
Hashtag me too, damn it.
I didn't understand how a walker could get stuck in a space so large. I understand the cars, like when Michonne and Glenn and whoever, when they were getting Aaron, when she had to literally pull the walker arms out of the rear of the car, they were stuck under the tires. But a space a couple of feet high, I don't understand how that walker got under there, where the transmission fluid was, or whatever he said it was.
Yeah, that seemed a little odd. I think it was just convenient. They wanted to get rid of the RV.
It was a really good walker kill, though.
It was cool, though.
Yeah, that was wrapped around the little pipe
around
thing.
the transmission.
It was great.
Yeah,
it makes sense, but it was cool.
So a few more things from the chat. Taylor Hatcher says, "Hi, Jazz."
Hey.
Yeah, I can see there is recognition here. Sanjeev says, "I think Sherry and Dwight being at the grave saying you guys still have a chance to be together. Not everyone can say the same. Is saying that you guys still have a chance. Yeah. I think some people have a chance to be together and they should pass it up." Phyllis says, "I'm glad Morgan eased up on June, and I'm glad June is back with the group." And Miss Kayla says, I'll leave Michonne and Auntie Carol alone. I do have to say that when June walked up with John Sr. to Morgan, and she's like, Morgan, I have someone you want to meet. And he's like, hey. He was like totally disinterested, did not want to meet this guy.
Yeah.
And then she's like, this is John Dory, John's dad. And he's like,
wait, what?
Whoa,
So
okay. Then he's like, yeah, I got a replacement. Obviously not a replacement, but, he was just like, he did not want to deal with that. And then Grace coming out and just kind of like, staring longingly. That was kind of like
when I saw Grace,
She
I
looks miserable.
was like, Grace, honey. And I thought about it. I was like, June actually lost the daughter. So she's one of the only people that can actually talk to you about this. So, and I feel like it was even worse for June because that was her daughter for however many years. That was her daughter. She had a life with her. You didn't even get the chance. I know that hurts, but when you already had life with somebody and they gone, I'm pretty sure that hurts worse.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
So,
here we're talking comparisons here. Morgan watched his son get ate by his wife, mother, so
Facts.
he also has that in common.
His wife that he had a million chances to kill and didn't do it. So Morgan has probably the worst death experiences. Him and Maggie.
I know that I cut him a bit more slack than everyone else, but it's one of those that if that happened to me, I have a kid that age now, and if that man, I can't say that I would be that much different from Morgan because I'd be fucked up. I don't know how I'd even make it out. Probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't Dwight didn't June give the rings back to Dwight?
Yep.
She sure did.
Yep.
So are they gonna get remarried or some shit?
I
was trying to figure that out. I said they're gonna renew their vows. They were separated when Negan was ruling. I said they probably gonna renew their vows. I don't know.
Yeah, please don't. Please.
I forgot that's where they got those rings from.
Yeah, I did too.
It's I don't want to confuse the actress with the character, but Sherry, just looking at her pisses me off. It's just no, she needs to go away. I mean, I didn't even really remember that much. She didn't piss me off so much when she first appeared. She had her sister Tina, who was diabetic, and they met. They ripped off Daryl and all that stuff.
She actually cared about people then.
Yeah.
The White and her sister.
And she had some very short scenes walking around Sanctuary, with Dwight. But the more she's on screen, the more I just want to punch her in the face. So, yeah, I just don't want her to get back together with Dwight. I think they should start over and then realize, hey, we've grown in two different directions as people. Dwight has become a responsible fucking adult, and Cherry has turned into this fucking moron who can't get out of her own way. And so you don't belong together.
Compared to most people in the post-apocalyptic world, she's had it so easy. And I'm like, girl, cry me a river, please.
Yeah.
Cry me a river. How did y'all feel about this episode not being Morgan heavy? I was missing Morgan. Was it just me? All of my least favorite people were the main characters. So I was like,
I think it's good to get a break from Morgan because you can get too much Morgan.
It's coming pretty soon with Morgan.
I was kind of happy that there wasn't a lot of Morgan and Grace because I didn't want to cry anymore.
And then they got to the letter.
Have Luciana had an episode yet?
Oh, Luciana was in the underground.
Yeah, Luciana was in Wes's episode pretty decently.
Mm-hmm.
But
I love that episode.
Has she had her own title card though?
I don't remember.
I think she's listed in the title credits.
Luciana is one of the only Fear characters that I actually love, and I wish she would get more screen time.
Miss Kayla says, didn't JD Sr. get scratched by the walker under the RV? Does that mean he will turn it just from bites?
No.
I believe it's just from bites. And I don't think he got necessarily scratched. I think
It was a bolt. It was like something that was hanging out of the car. I went back and watched because I thought the same thing. I was like, did he just get scratched? Like, why is he not turning? It was
Walker was facing like the other way, kind of like
when he pulled back his hand, like in the jerking motion, he like nicked it on like whatever the thing was. I think it was like a screw or a bolt. It was something pointy.
Yeah.
How was he up walking after he got shot?
I couldn't figure it out
Didn't he
either.
get shot through the chest? Like he walking around like
Through the back and it through to the stomach. It was from his back because he turned around and he looked at John's grave and just froze. The other guy had plenty of time to pick up the gun and just shot him from behind. I was so mad.
Like,
I was so
mad.
mad.
Baby Rose says, I want John Sr. to kill Teddy. If not, then have Alicia do it. I vote for Alicia.
I vote for Alicia. I think that would be the most badass thing.
I'll take whatever I can get.
And then Madison
I'll
come back.
take whatever I can get. When he got shot and I saw it like come through his stomach, I'm like, Carl got shot in the stomach when he was a child. If he can make it, you can make it. You was a grown man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want. I wouldn't care if Dakota shot Teddy as long as the piano dropped out of the sky and to Dakota afterwards.
I
That'd
don't want
be
to
fine.
see that. No.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a lot of. There was no Dakota in this episode, so that was a good thing. Definitely a plus.
Like, part of me wants to see Dakota because, like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't like
you,
knowing
I wanna
she's
know
just
what
there.
doing so bad.
She's being a creepy little child somewhere. We know that much.
I don't
Baby
like
told
Rose
Morgan,
says, I want to see
"You're
more of
going to take me."
Luciana. Miss Kayla says, I would love to see more Morgan, but he needs to chill with the all life is precious BS.
100%.
And maybe he is with that whole, setting up the things. Maybe that will remind him of the clear days. We don't want him to go quite that psycho and like want to kill everybody, but we want him to be a little bit more. I mean, he killed a lot of people in that barn or in that stable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then-
and left the leader alive.
Yeah, that was the
That was
stupidest
crazy.
thing.
I
Let
mean,
me
even
kill
when he
everybody
was
but the
at
leader.
even when he was at his height of all life is precious, he still killed people. It's not like he hasn't he's strictly no kill people. Because I mean, like in The Walking Dead, he was like he didn't even really want to kill walkers, but he was the one to save Aaron and Daryl in the car, and then he proceeded to just absolutely blow that one
The
savior away that
wolves.
was shooting Carol.
The wolves gets me every time.
Yeah.
The wolves get me every time. Morgan has to find his balance. I know it's hard, but
Well,
Yeah, he was going back
they
and
did just
forth.
lose Athena, so I am really worried that he might go back, like actually clear mode, the one that is bad. So I'm just worried. Like, just maybe like put him to the side, like have him like gardening for a few episodes. Don't put him immediately into conflict because I'm worried what that might do to his mental health.
I don't
Well,
know.
I think
I
with
mean,
Grace
Rick
still
was guarding
around.
for there for a while too, and
Yeah.
Morgan
think-
was killing anything with a pulse. Anything. Just if you were in his vicinity. If he saw you,
Oh yeah.
heard you, you were dead.
Yeah,
There was no
I
talking,
think
no nothing.
with Grace still alive, he still, cares a lot about Grace. So I don't think he's going to go full on clear at any point. I think those days are over. I'm glad he just remembered the whole spiky thing for the biters. That's all good. Well, we're getting close to the end. Any final thoughts on this episode? Is there
I
anything
hope
we didn't really
Dakota
talk
die.
about?
I hope Sherry die. I hope John Dory, old man, die. And
All
who
right.
else?
So everybody go through and name the characters you want to die. So Underdog, you named 2. Who else do you want to die? Come on.
Let me see. I said Sherry, Dakota, old man Dory. Who else? Teddy. Who else? No more horses. That's it.
I'm still mad about that horse. I'm not gonna let it go.
Yes. Who do you want to die?
Sherry, Teddy, JD Senior, Dakota, and I'll get on the bandwagon. No more horse death, please.
Sarah.
John Dory Sr., Dakota, Sherry, June. Teddy.
Ooh.
I didn't know you disliked June that much.
I don't.
Wow.
I can't.
I did not know that.
I'm getting close. I'm not quite there yet, but I'll.
I used to be there.
Sean.
Most
on
of
your
the
hit
people,
list.
most of the people in Fear the Walking Dead, I genuinely do not care if they live or die. But of course, I would very much like to see Teddy die. I would like to see no more horses be killed in any way. And Sherry can get it too. I don't really care. But I go back and forth with Sherry just for Dwight. He don't need no more pain in his life. So that's the only reason why I'm like, can she just like disappear somewhere, or like, can she get herself together? So it's Teddy is top on my hit list, and everybody else I just really don't care. Can we please get some more Daniel and Strand and Luciana?
Yeah, for me, I want Dakota to die painfully. I definitely want to see Sherry die, but again, I don't want Dwight to feel the pain. So, because I like Dwight, Teddy, I don't want John Sr. to die. I want him to live with his guilt. I want him to realize what a shitty person he was and suffer that way. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Dakota, Sherry, Teddy. That's Riley at this point. I'd be happy to see him die.
Yeah.
Give him the hatchet.
Wait,
Yeah, I
who is
forgot about him.
Riley? Who is Riley?
John Connor.
Yeah, John Connor. Yeah.
Who is
The guy.
Riley?
The
The
one
guy
Morgan
who-
didn't
One
kill.
Morgan stabbed.
didn't kill.
Oh, okay. Oh, please, him, please, because almost all his other people are dead. Morgan just saved him for some reason. So please, please. We're very dark this episode. We ready for everybody to die. We're not usually like this. We're not usually like this. We've clearly had it this season.
So in the chat, there was a little impromptu thing, but Dakota, Sherry, and Teddy are the top most wanted deaths. And, I'd be good with that. Riley could survive just to, be like, I would rather see him redeem himself than Dakota ever redeem herself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would agree with that statement.
I can agree with that.
All right, so let's go
Oh, yeah.
around. Final
Gotcha.
shameless self. Oh, did you have something, Underdog? You look a little frozen to me.
Oh no, he's frozen.
Oh no!
I hear him.
Come to the Underdog channel, subscribe to.
Come to the Underdog
Y'all hear me?
channel.
Hello.
Hello, you're
Y'all hear me?
breaking up.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we
All
can
right.
hear you.
Shameless self promotion. Do it again.
Yeah, I was just saying, just come to the Underdog channel, subscribe, come check me out, check out my crazy skits. I'm on Instagram, Williams_dogs1. Y'all check me out. My reaction to Fear the Walking Dead will be dropping tonight. Y'all check me out. Love y'all.
All right, awesome. Sean,
If y'all want to see me all the time, it's patreon.com/MashawnReacts. YouTube gets the videos when I feel like it.
I like that. Sarah?
I am at Mama Deadhead on pretty much every social media platform, including Patreon. I've been just absolutely photo dumping my Mothman trip that me and my family took to West Virginia. Tons of pictures there. So if you want a more like intimate look at like family life and what I'm doing, gardening, kiddo, Patreon, and watch Invincible.
And don't mind her grabbing Mothman's ass.
We're gonna make the same guy.
Oh, go back and do it again.
Yeah,
Jazz?
Okay, so we've had a lot of fun at the expense of Sherry today, but I just want to say that don't go giving that actress death threats just because you hate Sherry. We've had too many actors getting that, and it's not a cool thing to do because of the character they portray really well that makes you hate them. You could also find me on my Instagram account, Jazzy Diva with 3 Z's, or here on Wizard World. Check out the Honeybees on Facebook, Vancouver, Washington, and Vancouver Master Corral.
All right, awesome. And I couldn't agree more. Yes, don't confuse the characters with the actors. I have met and interviewed John Glover twice. Well, I've interviewed him twice. I've met him many times. I was chatting with him the other day on Twitter. He is an awesome guy. The character, creepy as hell, but that just shows his skill. I mean, he was Lionel Luthor, so he can do creepy evil. And I, of course, am the Governor on the Governor Reacts. Go to the Fandom Spotlight channel on YouTube and subscribe if you like it. And of course, fandomspotlight.com. And don't forget to check out Wizard World with their upcoming panels with horror coming up and nostalgia panels and sci-fi panels. All kinds of great stuff coming up from Wizard World at wizardworld.com. And we will see everyone next week and have lots of stuff to talk about, especially Teddy, it seems like. And so we'll see you next time. Governor and crew out.
This is all connected. You show up, and now 3 of us are gone.